Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Going rogue with Pat Reedy. Thank you, Josh Bettis, for putting this on. Guess I got some. Be a long time before I get to go to the UK again. I'm here at home in Nashville, Tennessee, waiting on all this COVID shit to be over. In the meantime, you got some questions for me. All right, here we go. Um, What's your most memorable moment as a busker? Wasn't so much a moment as it was an entire day. Bear with me. So I was living in New Orleans, as I did most of my life. I was guarding the busking spot on Royal Street, where the band was going to show up later. You had to guard them because they're in high demand. So I'm there sitting on a bucket with my guitar around before the sun had come up, wintertime. I'm reading, at the time I was reading Confederacy of Dunces, which, funny enough, is a book, a fictional book about strange characters of New Orleans. While I was watching Strange Characters of New Orleans, right about dawn is when like the drunks start to peter out and the sun comes up, and then the sober, more clean-cut tourists start to fade in, and all the hustlers go home or come out. So I'm watching all this strange ecosystem shifting, doing its daily routines, and the car pulls up, like a nice newer car. It's obviously someone dropping off a hitchhiker. This guy jumps out, who looks like fucking Yosemite Sam. I don't know how else to describe him. A big ass black cowboy hat, 5 foot nothing. His name was Tater, and he introduced himself to me. So he played me a couple Hank Williams songs. I told him what I was doing, waiting on the band. So Tater disappeared. He fucked off for a while, Eventually, hours later, the band shows up. We get to doing our thing. It's this old band I was in, Sundown Songs. It was me. So we're Sam Doors, now the Des Lines. It was Kate Cavazos. I think Linda from Hooray for the Riff Raff was playing banjo, and a bunch of other people. Ross Harmon and Jesse Camerdiner. And so we're playing, and this old character, Dr. Love, he's dead now. This old black man from Homa, the kind of guy you only meet in New Orleans. And he would just kind of wander the French Quarter with either a broom or a golf club as a cane, all dressed to the nines. And just kind of be a general nuisance. And he would also pass tip jars for the bands that we're playing. So we're there, and it's blazing hot by now. We're playing along, and Dr. Love is passing the tip jar around. Now, I forgot to mention, after Tater left, right about dawn, this drag queen showed up, like 50-something-year-old drag queen, in this beautiful sky blue ball gown. And she was just sitting there, was just sitting there the whole time while I was waiting for the rest of the fellas to meet up. So then, we had Dr. Love, and then whatever the hell her name was, in the ball gown, taking turns passing the tip jar. Right about then is when Tater reemerges out of nowhere. Tater is drunk, and the Yosemite Sam effect is at least doubled when Tater is drunk, evidently. So he's like running around, passing the tip jar, and Dr. Love would get jealous because he was getting more attention, so then Dr. Love would play it up more, and then the drag queen. So we're just playing furiously for all these tourists coming through, and Tater and ball gown and Dr. Love were alternately charming and terrifying the tourists from every place else. And I think that might have been one of the most unrealistic, if not magical, busking experiences that I can remember. Oh yeah, and at the end of it, finally, Sam Doors got heat stroke. So that was a day in my 20s. Hope you like that story. I probably did a shite job at telling it. But what differences did you notice between playing in Europe compared to the United States? Well, that depends on what part of Europe. You know that they like you and when I first played in Scandinavia, it freaked me out. It kind of freaked me out in the UK too, but not as much as Scandinavia because people are so polite and respectful and quiet. I'm not used to that. I'm used to people hollering shit back. That way I have material bullshit back with them, and it's just like, it's like hecklers can be a good thing. The way I can put it best is that that they like you in Europe, or in Norway at least, in Sweden, because they all stand like this and look at you. Like that. And at the end of it, right about when you think they just fucking hated the show, they all line up and all want their merch signed and shit. Whereas Spain, on the other hand, we played in Barcelona, and it was my first show ever in Spain, and we're playing at the Sala Rock Sound place, and all these people were in there dancing and everything, dancing all over the fucking place, raising a ruckus, and then we hardly sold any merch. And the way that I interpret that is that those people didn't even come for the show. They just came in for a beer, saw there was a band, they're like, "Hey, let's dance." So, completely different experiences. I do know that European, maybe because we came so far, so people feel the need to feed us and wine us and beer us more, and feed us, but European hospitality from fucking Donegal to Eastern Germany to Spain to Norway is just people are very hospitable and they really take care of you. I've never once in my entire time of touring in Europe been asked for a drink ticket. I appreciate that. They just keep them coming. Let's see. What one song do I wish I'd written? Probably the theme from The Lion King. Just kidding. Shit. I think Trucker Speed by Fred Eaglesmith, I guess. That's a hell of a song. Let's see. Someone who tours regularly, what's the worst meal you've ever eaten on the road? Well, does barbiturates and wine count? Out of a dumpster, probably. In either Texas or Virginia. Me and my friend, I guess that was a tour. I was in my early 20s, traveling with the retired circus clown and a couple other people, and we had a little string band going. We definitely did some dumpster diving, and definitely one of those dumpsters was a fucking McDonald's. Gotta do what you gotta do. Some of the most interesting food I had was whale meat in Norway, and sturstrumming, whatever it is. It's a fermented herring that they in Sweden. That shit was so bad. I wouldn't list that as being bad actually, because it's just like it's another category of strange. They don't even gut the fish. I mean, they put them in the can, by the way. Stay out of Sweden if you ain't ready for that shit. I guess that's it, Mr. Josh Bettis. Once again, this is Pat Reedy going rogue. I hope there's not something else I'm supposed to say, because I don't know. Bye-bye.